Running from the Bus by Peter Corey, illustrated by Caroline Hu. Chapter 2, Ideas in Writing, Please. Mr. Stevens didn't seem to notice Tommy slip into class a half hour late. He was too busy reading a note from the principal. Mr. Stevens first read the note to himself, a thoughtful expression on his face. When he was finished, he put his thick-rimmed reading glasses back into his jacket pocket. "If I could have your attention, please," Mr. Stevens said, and everyone in the class stopped what they were doing. "Mrs. Knowles has informed me that the minibus used to transport our children with disabilities has gone its last mile," Mr. Stevens told them. "This means that until a replacement vehicle can be purchased, those students will be unable to attend school." The class exploded into chaos and noise. Someone cried, "No fair!" Others agreed with Mrs. Knowles, and still others muttered comments, like "lucky ducks." Mr. Stevens raised his hands to shush the class. Because of this, Mrs. Knowles has asked for helpful suggestions for fundraising so that the school may purchase a new minibus. This time, the class started buzzing with excited chatter, so Mr. Stevens held up his hands again and said, "Let's not discuss it now. Any ideas should be written neatly on a sheet of paper and given to the principal on Monday for review." A short time later, the bell sounded for the end of the class period, and everyone headed for the door. Tommy tried to sneak out by blending in with a clump of his classmates, but Mr. Stevens spotted him. "Ah, Mr. Tyler," Mr. Stevens called in a stern tone. "May I see you for a moment?" Fully expecting to be thrown into detention for the rest of his life, Tommy shuffled up to the teacher's desk with the speed of a snail. But instead of sending Tommy to detention, Mr. Stevens said, "So good of you to join us today, Tommy, and just in time for your next class period, too. Try not to be quite so late tomorrow. Now, run along." Tommy didn't need to be told twice. He'd somehow escaped punishment, so he bolted from the classroom as fast as lightning, wondering why he hadn't gotten into any trouble. That was the problem with teachers, Tommy decided. You could never quite tell what they were thinking. At lunch that day in the cafeteria, the whole school was talking about fundraising ideas, many of which Tommy thought weren't very good. But as he bit into his sandwich, the only thing going through his head was, I haven't got a single idea. Not even a really bad one." "What am I going to do?" Tommy asked Adam when they met up on the playground after lunch. "I want to help raise money for you guys to get a new minibus, but I can't think of anything." "The Wheelies are holding a baskathon," Adam told him. "You could do something like that." "What's a baskathon?" "It's a Wild Wheelies basketball game. We sell tickets and all the money goes toward the new minibus." "Cool," exclaimed Tommy. "Count me in. I'm pretty good at basketball." "We'd love to have you play, buddy, but there's only one problem," Adam said as he pointed to Tommy's legs. "Why? What's wrong with my legs?" Tommy asked. "You're not in a wheelchair. I'm sorry, but this is a wheelie basketball game." "Oh, I see," Tommy said, trying to hide his disappointment. "I know what you can do. You can help get me into shape," Adam suggested. "Let's shoot some baskets at my place after school on Monday. I bet Mom will even feed you. Deal?" "You got it," Tommy said excitedly. They sealed the deal with a high five just as the bell sounded for the next period.